Hello guys and gals, Buffalo here. I've got another video for the shooting tips playlist. Last time we talked about sight picture, a lot of you guys seemed like you enjoyed that video. I got a lot of good response from it. Today we're going to talk about flinch and flinch management. And flinch is one of those things that it all ties together. Everything that I'm going to talk about in this series ties together. But flinch is one of those things that disrupts that sight picture just as the shot breaks. So it's going to tie back in with sight picture. But what a flinch looks like is something like this. For a right-handed shooter, you'll see them right as the shot breaks. You'll see them flinch and drive that barrel down and to the left. And it'll cause low hits on the target, low and left, for a right-handed shooter. So that's usually a giveaway. If I see somebody shooting low and left, I'll suspect flinch. And one way to diagnose the flinch is the old ball and dummy drill. You guys have probably seen it. It's pretty popular here on YouTube if you're looking for ways to cure the flinch. Just about everybody has a ball and drill video, or a ball and dummy drill video. And that just means having a friend load your magazine with live rounds and then slipping a dummy round in there. So you don't know where the dummy round is, and you're cycling through your live rounds and you get to that dummy round and it exposes your flinch. Now you know you're doing it. And your shooting partner, if he's paying attention, he also knows you're doing it. And now that you know you're doing it, you can deal with it. Another good way to diagnose flinch is to put a laser on your pistol. A laser on your target makes it easy for you to see and for your shooting partner, instructor, whoever to see as well. If you've ever seen somebody shoot with a laser and they're flinching, they'll have the laser's going to look shaky on the target for anybody, but they'll have it in that bullseye. And then right as they shoot, you'll see that laser zip down low and left. And it's almost like it's pulling the bullet to it, because if the laser's zeroed, the bullet's going to strike where that laser is. It'll look like it's pulling the bullet down and striking where the laser is. It's like it's pulling the bullet away from the target. And in reality, it's just the barrel is dipping low and left that way. So a laser is another good way to identify flinch. And I'm showing you guys with a semi-auto today. Anything I'm talking about would also apply to a revolver. One of the things I like to do if I'm working on my flinch, or if I'm helping somebody else with flinch, is I'll have them double up on hearing protection. Foam earplugs and the big earmuffs over top of them. The less they hear that bang, the better they're going to shoot, and the less they're going to flinch. Flinching is a natural response for any human. If a big loud explosion happens over here to my right, I'm going to turn away from that and close my eyes without telling my body to do it. It's an involuntary response. It's a self-preservation method that's wired into us. So we have to overcome that when we're shooting. So one of the drills that I'll use is the ball and dummy drill, but I'll juice it up and put a bunch of dummy rounds in there with my live rounds, and I'll shoot and shoot and shoot until I finally feel like I'm over my flinch, or if I'm helping a friend, I feel like they're getting past it. It's a really good drill. The ball and dummy is a really good drill, and you can use it several different ways. It doesn't even matter if you do it on your own and you know that a dummy round's coming up next. It'll still help, because it's telling you what a good sight picture and trigger break should look like. So ball and dummy drill is an excellent method. Some people swear by dry fire. Dry fire is everybody should do dry fire. I mean, you can build a lot of good foundation from dry fire. The only thing about dry fire is, in your mind, you absolutely know that it's not live fire, so you're not likely to flinch anyway. There's no recoil to manage whatsoever, so you're not even practicing. You can practice just about everything with dry fire except for recoil management or flinch management. But I still think it's a good method. I think that if you do it enough and do it over and over and over and over, that it's going to become muscle memory to you, and that's going to carry over to your live fire shooting. So I'm not discrediting dry fire at all. I'm a big believer in dry fire. There's a mental aspect that you know that you're not going to have any recoil, so you're not going to flinch anyway when you dry fire. a method that I use is a 22. I shoot a lot of 22, and that helps. It's like in between dry fire and live fire with center fire. You don't have the muzzle blast and the recoil to deal with, but you're still doing live fire practice. And for me, that helps. That carries over. Like I say, if I shoot a few thousand rounds of 22, and it's much cheaper to shoot it in my 22 than my center fire, that's still going to carry over. I'm creating habits. Even though I don't have to mitigate a ton of recoil with a 22, there is some recoil, more than dry fire, and the good habits that I'm creating are going to carry over to my center fire shooting, or at least that's been my experience. Again, your mileage may vary. I'm just telling you guys things that have worked for me. So the other thing, and this is a biggie, this was a big breakthrough for me, and it may seem silly to some of you guys, but I had an older shooter show me this exercise at a match. It's been years ago, and he showed me how to do this and showed me what to do, and it really made a difference, and it makes a difference. I use it to this day, and I'll get my earplugs in and my glasses on, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. I should have had my glasses and ears on before I even started the video, so I wouldn't have had to cut the video like that. But when I've got my earplugs in on a long talking segment like that, I feel like I'm yelling at you guys. So what I like to do, and the way I was shown to do this, and I'm not making this up, this actually helped me at one time, so I want to pass it on to you guys. I'll load 8 or 10 rounds into a magazine. I'm just going to use 5 for this demonstration, but I'll do this before I shoot a match, or before like if I'm going to do a video review, let's say on this Glock 34, and I know I'm going to be doing a lot of shooting in that review, I'll do this little drill before I get started, and it just helps me mentally prepare for the shooting. Load up, I'll walk up to the berm, and I'm just going to point the gun into the berm. Not trying to hit a target, not focusing on my front sight, not doing anything. I'm just pointing the gun into the berm, and I'm going to watch the slide operate. I'm just going to watch the gun and watch how it works. And what I'm doing is I'm mentally preparing for my shooting drills or my shooting exercises. My brain's watching this explosion of energy take place in the palm of my hand, but it's also, I'm realizing the gun's not going to hurt me. It's not going to bite me. It's not going to explode into my hand. Just a mental preparation that you can do to help control flinch. Now, that's about all I've got for this video. I do want to say that the biggest thing that you can do is to get out and shoot. It takes rounds to overcome a problem. If you've got a problem of flinching, it's going to take rounds to overcome it. You're not going to go to the range one time or practice that little drill I just showed you one time and come away cured. It don't work that way. It takes a lot of rounds to get that out of your system, or at least from what I've seen. So you have to work at it. You have to stay on top of it. And even when you think you don't flinch anymore and you've got it behind you, you still have to practice to keep it away, keep a handle on it. Because I can tell you from personal experience, it will creep back in on you. But that's all I got, and I'll talk with you guys again soon.